doesn't synergize that well versus anything. He needs a lot of farm to be able to compete with Lifestealer. He gets owned by Global. So, I don't know. We'll see.
What you gonna do?
We'll
They like their Slark. Now the one good thing, Shadow Fiend mid versus Storm, if you play it well, you can get a lot of farm out of this lane, and he's also on the Radiant side, so he can stack that.
The thing is, even if he gets a lot of farm, though, I still fear for him, right? They can still Lifestealer bomb him all the time
until he gets BKB, and
then you global and just focus him down too.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's where the Song of the Siren also comes into play, though. They do have another get out of jail free card. But do Fnatic get those early levels on their supports? Last game, after a great start, they seem starved for levels later on.
Yeah, their supports got a lot of kills, but didn't do too much after that. And I just find it really hard for Fnatic to counter that initiation from Alliance. The Nakes bomb with global or hook shot into a global, that's going to be like instant at least one hero dead, probably two starting off the fight.
Well, with that being said, Merlini, it's time for game 2 of a best of 3. Fnatic versus Alliance. Fnatic on the Radiant side. We'll introduce them now. No-Tail will be handling your Naga Siren. We have Era on the Slark. Once again, reprising that role, Fly will be on the Crystal Maiden this time around. Hani, your Shadow Fiend, your Swagger Fiend, your Shadow Friend, if you will. And that leaves Trixie as the safe lane Timbersaw.
And on Alliance, our 1-0 team right now in this current best of 3. We have Loda on the safe lane Lifestealer, EGM on the support Silencer. We see S4 on the solo mid Storm Spirit, Aki heading to the jungle on that Chen, and Admiral Bulldog on one of his more fantastic heroes, Clockwork.
Yeah, if he's not playing a farmer, it's pretty much Clockwork as like the hero you'd most like to have him on, and he did really well in the Viper last game. Let's give him credit. He's had some decent Elder Titan games. It's not that he can't play other heroes. It's just that we like to see him on his signatures. But here we go. Fly now. He'll wait for the 0-minute rune, and both teams will descend for it. Ake with one early smoke.
I think that there's a lot of pressure on...
Uh-oh. Got to be careful here.
I think there's a lot of pressure on Fly and No-Tail to get a lot of work done early, because I think if you just let Alliance play passively and farm up on Storm Spirit as well as Lifestealer, the farm on Shadow Fiend and Slark won't be able to compete, at least in terms of gank power. I still think they're going to die, so I think the pressure is again on Fnatic to get a lot of kills early on the weak defensively Storm Spirit, at least before level 6, and try and limit Lifestealer's farm.
And they're going to look to do it. You mentioned Fnatic, not often do we see them go aggressive tri-lane, but
oh yeah,
here they are, aggressive tri-lane.
They had to shut down Loda, though. Loda just got just way out of control last game.
They're going to go on him now. There's your ensnare to start things off, and the right clicks commence. He rages and looks to run. There is a Frostbite available, but won't be in range. No, just gets it. Just gets it. Could be the first blood. A few more right clicks. Just a few more. Slap him. They get him. Era delivers, played. And the crowd goes nuts.
Very nicely played. Era actually had level 1 Essence Shift too. I think if he had Pounce, it would have been a much cleaner kill, but they're making the Slark pick work, shutting down Lotus farm. Here comes Aki already, and the instant Frostbite on that Dark Turtle Summoner, but manages to steal a Furbolg.
Ake just has no hesitation about helping out tri-lanes. I would say
you have to do that with Chen. If you lose the early game with Chen, you're going to lose the game, most likely.
He's definitely one of the most aggressive supports in terms of like if he needs to come out of the jungle and help his lane, he will. I mean, if you give Ake the space, he'll happily sit back and farm, but he's not able to do a whole lot here. Having a Crystal Maiden really negates that Chen's effectiveness at this early stage of the game.
S4 looks like he's handling Hani pretty well in mid, doubling up his CS in last hits and denies almost both of them. And on the bottom lane, Bulldog versus Trixie, we see Bulldog not doing very well, 7-0 compared to 11 from Trixie, but Quickboy's now at his tower, so should be able to get some hits there.
So far, Fnatic, they're actually the ones jungling here, and it's the Chen who's just running for his life. He's being somewhat bullied out of his own jungle. He'll rotate back to the safe big camp. Meanwhile, middle lane could be a kill from Hani. He's almost got mana here for the C-Rays, not going to get it off in time.
Ooh, that was close.
Almost got S4 there. But now S4 is bottle, so what could have been a kill is now, I mean, virtually negated. The good thing for Hani, though, already 10-2, so he's CSing really well in a fairly tough matchup at the early levels. Storm has pretty good base damage early on.
He actually doesn't have any pull either. He went a 1-1-2 build. Or at level 3, he didn't have any pull.
Top lane, are they going to dive? They found EGM from long range. They'll grab him and snare him up and bring him down with ease.
Support Silencer, he just does not do that much in lane. I don't know.
He's such a greedy support. Like, you need to
very
get to
greedy
the mid
support.
game. And I mean, it could come back to really help them later on, because you just global and then Lifestealer bomb in and completely turn a fight. It's a very powerful combo, but
I think he's a very good hero. He just needs to be put in a situation where he can shine. And
like if you know they're not going to go aggressive, for example.
Yeah, and definitely not in a 2v3 situation. In a 3-on-3, I think he's okay, but 2-on-3, just not a chance.
Looking at the other lanes, Trixie in his 1v1 bottom, 17-1, but Bulldog keeping the pace nicely with 16-0 there. So middle lane looks fairly even overall. Hani slightly behind on CS, but it's not a big deal. So both solo matchups pretty even. So really this tri-lane has been the story of the game so far.
Yep, Aki is smoked up, looking for a kill, but NoTail might actually reveal the smoke. Yep, it did. And
nicely done.
Now SF knows what's up.
And he's going to start stacking Ancients here as well. Shadow Fiend not really good at clearing these early on, but later on they can definitely use the income.
Yep, here they go. Hani is actually stacking the other camp too. Stacking the big camp. And NoTail checking the top rune. Aki just has not been very active. He's been trying to help out the lane, but as soon as he sends a creep, it just gets frostbitten.
And this is one of the many reasons why Crystal Maid has just been a go-to support pick.
That's one of the heroes I would like to. One of the skills I would like to see reworked a little bit is Frostbite on creeps. It's just a little bit too strong. Era.
Dark Pact, and we'll remove the silence there. Should be fine. Now the turnaround comes. EGM, another net. Could be another kill. No leap available, but Dark Pact, it's just too much damage. This silencer's just food. Now Loda, he's got some backup here from a Centaur. It'll stomp, it connects only on NoTail. Era, still right-clicking, but a rocket, a well-timed one from Bulldog. Oh boy, he turns around.
That rocket.
Man.
Level 3 rocket.
He's maxing rocket as well.
Oh, I mean, if you're getting good CS, I mean, you can't get a kill on a Timbersaw, right?
Yeah, you don't see this build very often in Western Dota.
It just owned the crap out of Fnatic's tri-lane, though. That just totally changed things around.
And I feel like it's something Fnatic probably did not expect. I mean,
you don't expect that.
Yeah, you don't know.
Especially from the off lane. Maybe a mid-clock you, but not that.
I mean, maybe they've seen the level 3 rocket bottom once or twice, but it's still early, and oftentimes you're not even going to see a Clockwork use Battery Assault unless he has a kill opportunity, which he did not here. So they get caught with their pants down, and Fnatic, after a great start, they tried to go on Loda, it looks like, but he'll infest an enemy creep, pops back out, and he is still farming reasonably well, considering the pressure he's been under.
Yep, Shadow Fiend farming up the triple stack.
This feels more like what I'm used to seeing from Alliance and Fnatic. Slightly more greedy drafts, slightly less aggression early on. It is 3-2, but you can see how these teams could very easily transition into a farm war in the mid game.
Mm-hmm. And who wins out in the farm war? I mean, I said Alliance before the game, but if Fnatic, I guess, is really, really good at stacking, then Hani can get out of control.
It's just really hard to play late game against Lifestealer Bombs and Clockwork Silencer, because their ability to get pickoffs is pretty much infinite.
It's a way better than Fnatic's.
And now they'll go on Loda top lane again. He doesn't have Infest here, but Loda's a bit too tanky. Not really the hero you want to initiate on. They really want to catch the Silencer or maybe the Chen, but speaking of the Chen, he's rotating out towards mid. The good news that continues to be positive here for Team Fnatic is Ake has still been shut down a lot. Level 3 at 6 minutes in.
And Hani's gotten a lot of farm too.
Yeah, S4 actually winning in terms of CS, but this is with the threat of the Chen there as well. And now just constantly stacking, farming the jungle, bottling up, bottle crowing. And if they don't put pressure on him, he'll have a BKB by like that 15-minute mark or so.
Yep, and Clockwork was missing off the map, so he could not farm mid safely.
We'll do a little damage to Loda here. Chipping away at his HP, but not really able to commit to the fight. And now we see Loda level 6, or sorry, Bulldog level 6 with a TP scroll. This is where things get dicey for Fnatic. The tri-lane went well, but now the supports level 4 on Crystal Maiden and Naga good, but they're not level 6. So if this Clockwork rotates,
Aki gets caught out. Oh, he was trying to save his creep right there.
But Bulldog's coming, though. He just TP'd in for this. Now he's going to hook in from downtown. Finds Fly. Gets the kill. Nicely done.
+2 int for EGM.
Big thanks to Roman for bringing me water, because I did not have any. But meanwhile, middle lane, Hani will get caught out here. And now on the run, does S4 have the damage to complete the kill? He does not. If S4 didn't have, if there wasn't backup there for Hani, he could have gone for that.
If Storm jumped there, he would have died, too.
Yeah, no, if there was no backup, he could have gone for it.
Yeah.
But with 2 there, he would have.
And they have a ward up there to tell how much backup he has.
Yeah, Alliance continue to impress with their ward game.
Yeah, the warding is so important. Well, they had that one ward that wasn't good for them in the early game, but aside from that, it's been really good.
Now we transition. I mean, it's not in the mid game yet, but we're getting to that point where it's basically an arms race. How quickly can they get some farm and levels on the Chen, like level 6 or 7? Maybe the Arcane Boots work towards a mech. How soon can they get global for Alliance? And then once they have those abilities, you expect to see them go for the next level of aggression. Global, go for a pick-off, transition into a tower. Meanwhile, for Fnatic, how soon do they get the BKB? Do they manage to pick up a level 6 on Naga? A lot of key levels and items still out there for both teams to obtain, and all of these could be game-changing.
Yep, looking at the goal graph right now, just slightly in favor of Fnatic, mostly due to the stacking of the big camp by Hani and company. No tail.
Oh, they went for the snipe here. They're going to die for it. S4, I don't know if that's worth it, but he will get the kill. It was, and he zips out. Great mana management there. I actually thought he didn't have enough, but with the stick charges, just enough to get up to the high ground, and they're using this Clockwork Rocket really well. Clockwork Rocket, and it's just that
top era.
Oh, they're going to catch out Era now, and body block could be there from EGM. Enter God mode. I think it's enough. It is.
That was a really nice play from EGM, but he's going to pay with it for his life, but definitely worth it for him.
The Slark pick, it had a great early start, but we could see where it struggles here in the mid game. There's a lot of just burst damage to bring him down. And that is one thing to be said about Silencer. His last word does a lot of damage, especially when you max it, and it's nearly maxed.
Yeah, he like stood in front of him so he couldn't pounce away.
Yeah.
Like that was ridiculous.
Body blocked him, blocked the pounce. There was just nowhere to go.
Yeah, EGM
and
on that support play.
And I like how he's rotates bottom. They want to get his level 6 because once he is 6, then you can just Lifestealer Bomb, hook in, and global, and pretty much secure a guaranteed kill on anyone.
Yeah,
and
like
Naga Song's not going to bail you
soon,
out.
Though, if he stays out for way too long.
I jinxed him last game. Will I jinx him again?
That game sense.
No, EGM don't get caught like that. But for Fnatic, I mean, the key thing, it's still the Hani BKB that really stands out to me. Once they have that, much harder for Alliance to take the fights. And even if they global him, they're not really going to be able to damage him through the mid game until they get some items on Loda, who, as of yet, is fairly poor.
They ping out Loda on top, takes a little bit of damage from Timbersaw, but just going to run away to safety.
Look at this aggression from S4. He knows what Hani's up to. Farming the big camp and trying to punish it here, but Hani with some great game sense will dodge that one. EGM dropping low bottom lane, but they can't get the kill. And now the turnaround. Here comes the zip, the pull, the kill. Easy.
Too easy for S4.
The pickoff potential of this team, and it's not even fully online yet. They just now got global silence. We haven't seen an Infest Bomb yet. They don't have the global heal, although they're about to get it. Alliance's mid game is really looking scary right now for Fnatic.
Oh, hook shot.
Battery assault's there. The global, now it's available. Trixie will fall. It's a global, it's a kill.
Really nice coordination from Alliance. Yeah, they're making the Silencer pick work. Yeah, sure, he fed early, but now he's level 6, and he has a little bit of intelligence under his belt.
Actually, a lot already. 6 intelligence. Only 11 minutes in. He's sitting at 1, 3, and 4. Those 4 assists really adding up.
S4 still playing around in opponent's jungle, knowing what Hani's up to.
I love this just constant aggression onto Hani. I mean, Hani's doing a fantastic job, though. He's not died yet this game, despite all the pressure.
Well, they've been protecting him really hard, too. They have a Sentry Ward in mid to make sure that they don't have vision of him. They have a Berserker Ward on bottom in case they approach from there. So they've been putting all their eggs in one basket. Slark, in the meantime, same story as last game. Like, he was doing okay in lane, but he's falling really far behind. He just can't pick up any major item.
S4 bottom lane. He's not farming that much. I mean, he is putting the pressure on Shadow Fiend, but he has slowed down quite a bit. 2-0-0 and decent CS, but he will quickly fall behind if he's not taking creeps. And right now, waiting for the 12-minute rune. Unfortunately for him, it's an illusion. Not the ideal rune, but he'll take what he can get here. Who do you think this favors, Ben? It's pretty even in terms of gold
I still think Alliance, because their gank is better.
Yeah, their pick because Global's coming up in a minute, and they'll just do it again. And even if Fnatic have Naga in the right position, that's not going to help you if this Global comes out at the right time.
Right.
Normally you have Naga and you can punish these kinds of dives. She's like a great hero to counter Lifestealer Bombs, but Silencer, perhaps the counter to the Naga pick.
It's cool. It's cool.
We'll see. It's early now. And for Alliance, the farm isn't really there on S4 to this point. Decent so far, but needs to get the Orchid out fairly soon. And Nobody really getting huge items yet.
They're going for Trixie again. If he shows up for that creep, nope, won't take the bait.
Don't do it, Trixie. Don't do it, my friend. He won't do it.
EGM farming bottom by himself. He may get caught out by Naga.
This is where one team, like if this was a Fnatic hero support, that hero just would have gotten jumped and killed. But the Silencers, there's no great initiation on Fnatic. No long-range pick-off. I mean, maybe a Timber Chain into a Chakram, but...
Maybe they burn asleep, but he's not even level 6 yet.
Yeah, still not level 6. Meanwhile, top lane, they found Trixie. They will bring him down. Just caught the tail end, but meanwhile, on the bottom lane...
the global TP, too strong!
Wow, 4 heroes bottom. They get the kill top, they get out safely, and now the Lifestealer Bomb. The turnaround, straight onto Fly they go. Now the net onto Loda, a Requiem from Hani, doing very little damage here. Now the raises, that's hurting. Loda standing strong for now in Alliance. Marching forward, not quite enough mana to go. Fly low, but not dead, and will barely survive. But man, that global, EGM dodging a 4-hero gank.
Yeah.
The lack of stuns just killing Fnatic right now.
Loda and S4 actually weren't focusing the same target there.
They can't stop him from globaling. Like, even if you frostbite him or net him, you could still global and then just TP out. They have no way to stop that except bursting him down.
They need more right click.
You need stuns on your supports. A wise man.
Loda was very, very patient from his rage there, too.
There's a Timber Chain available, but no way is Trixie going that deep. And now it's Ake split pushing. He's got the 2 Satyrs up top, along with a Hellbear Smasher. And
we haven't seen much of Aki all game.
He's been catching up nicely, though. 1,300 gold. Mech is... It's not going to be a fast mech, but after that really slow start, he's starting to get to that point where he can have a big impact. Here comes S4, diving top lane. There's still no level 6 on No-Tail. Oh, poor No-Tail. He'll go down. Now Fly next in line. They need that silence. This is just killing them at this point.
It's getting ugly.
It is. I thought Fnatic... I mean, the way the first game started... might just run away with this series. I did not see this coming. They can still come back here, but it's hard against Alliance. Because I feel like for Alliance, it's like every minute to 3 minutes, they have like a guaranteed kill or 2. Mm-hmm. You global, or whenever the hook shot's off cooldown, whenever you have a Lifestealer Bomb ready, you just get a kill.
Yep, and the supports still aren't level 6,
and they're
either
like,
of them.
They're pretty much guaranteed, right? Yeah. So Fnatic has to do something in the other times of the game, when those abilities are on cooldown, when they can't use them, but... it's hard to connect. Alliance are very hard to get kills against. Tanky heroes, a lot of them can just TP out. Only the Naga and Snare to stop the Lifestealer from doing it. And once again, it's Alliance setting the tempo. Global's online, and right like clockwork, they parade up the river. They wrap around towards bottom, and they look for Era and No-Tail. Will they find them?
Going mid?
No, they're heading mid, and they've got Global here. Is there a song? There is finally a song, but it's No-Tail bottom lane. No TP scroll. This could be really bad. No Naga for this fight. Hani, no BKB yet. Really bad time to take a fight if you're Fnatic. Don't want to get caught here, but might. There's the zip. Now the silence. Perfectly timed. Good chain stun here. They'll bring Trixie down. They hook and they go for more. They found Hani. They pull him into the cogs. They'll bring him down fast. Bulldog will fall, though. I believe. Maybe not. Juggling the tower aggro. Not able to do it. Goes down. Make it a 3 for 2. But they got 2 cores there. And they only lost a support hero and a Clockwork. Big win once again for the Alliance.
Very important hook from Clockwork too, catching out Hani right before his BKB.
And not having the Naga TP, I mean, I don't know if it matters because of Global. Even if she TPs, she can't do anything.
Yep.
It's hard right now.
They need 4 staffs.
This Global is just owning.
It really is.
I mean, I was very questioning of we were both, wondering if the pick would work, especially the way the lanes developed,
but they just, I mean, yeah,
they didn't do enough after those first few kills. That's
the same problem as they had the first game.
Yeah.
They just didn't get anything really out of the kills. Like, they didn't get huge farm up on Era. They created space for Hani, I suppose.
I'm still feeling like I don't understand the Slark pick.
I don't either.
It doesn't seem to be doing much. And I guess the linchpin here for Fnatic has to be the BKB for Hani. It's coming soon. And at that point, if Alliance force a fight, they could really run into trouble. But Alliance don't have to take fights. Fnatic can't force them into one. Like, if they 5-man, you could split push and then just pick somebody off when they...
Well, they can initiate with Song of the Siren.
Yeah, but they don't have any stuns to follow that up. Storm could zip away. Lifestealer could rage TP out, aside from Ensnare, perhaps. They have the Chen heal and send back. Like, these are not guaranteed kills, even with the Sun initiation.
Yeah, it's
At least it feels
pretty
that way.
much an ensnare focus on somebody, but I don't really know who it's going to be on. Clockwork has his Blade Mail already. Lifestealer can just infest if he gets netted. So and they can just global too. S4 gets pounced upon, but no harm, no foul.
Yeah, and Frostbite not the best spell to have against Storm at this stage of the game. He just zips right out of that. It's tough, and now the Orchid's coming, and so it'll be another way to find these kills. They do jump on in bottom lane, but S4 dodging the leap. Era slightly off the mark once again. Just unable to connect on these leaps, but even if he catches the Storm there, he can just zip right out of that.
It doesn't really matter.
Now Fnatic, 5 heroes grouped up bottom. I believe a smoke is coming. No, it's the BKB. This is the crucial item for them to try and take the team fights. But will they find a team fight? Will Alliance get caught? There's always the global to bail them out. There's always just say, let's not take the fight. And now a big team fight item. The mech for Ake. Here comes Fnatic. They'll take a tier 1. This is a high point for them with the BKB out. A good time for them to take those fights, but I think Alliance recognizing that, they'll farm for their next items. They'll get the Basher online.
Immediately as soon as Trixie TP's left side, they could do a Roche too. So, I mean, and Fnatic just can't stop this.
If they try to walk in and Song here, they're just going to get globaled, and that Naga's just going to die without even getting to use Song. And they're not in position anyway, like you said, because of Trixie's TP. So Alliance, just great game sense once again.
They have a Naga illusion setting it in, though. They know that it could be doing
Riptide
it.
steal the Aegis? Nope.
Riptide doesn't hit Roshan, unfortunately.
Okay.
I don't know why. It should.
Like Acid Spray does.
Yeah. That's because Alchemist is OP.
Here comes the Song. They're going to go for it now. No-Tail jumping in. They've got a Requiem. A BKB available. Will it be popped? No Requiem being channeled yet. He gets silenced now. He's waiting for the global. Great patience from Hani. Just baiting it out. But now gets focused down. Right-click down through the BKB. He does nothing in this fight. And now falls. Trixie on the way out. He'll try to bring down the Storm, but he's getting juked a bit. Kited as well. And now cogged up. Probably brought down S4, the Magician. He lives forever. Houdini cannot be killed this easily. And Trixie, he throws out a shotgun. Oh, get him all the way out. S4 trying to be a little too fancy for his own good, but I mean, Hani really patient, waits for the global to BKB, and then still just gets focused down anyway by the Dark Troll Warlord and Snare.
Yep, and they need to clean up Roshan. It's still at very, very low HP.
That's a really bad sign. Like, it seemed like the BKB was the item they were waiting for, and they got it, and it didn't do anything for them.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for them, especially once Lifestealer gets even more items. Oh, Admiral Bulldog gets caught out.
Yeah,
maybe the break that Fnatic's been looking for.
Oh, try to send him back, but not able to do so in time, and it will be a 1-for-1 in the end. Now Loda going ham. He doesn't have a Rage or an Open Wound, so they will retreat out, but once again, just an even trade for Fnatic, not a winning trade, and now they go right back to Roche. This time they don't have Global, but also there's no Song. And Shadow Fiend doesn't have souls, so really Fnatic can't fight this.
Yep.
Another easy Roche.
I mean, yeah, he spent 20 minutes trying to farm his BKB on Shadow Fiend, but it just hasn't equated that much. He was 0-0-0, going pretty deep into the game. I think Shadow Fiend isn't a hard farmer like that as a mid. You can kill a lot of people with that 900 from Shadow Race. Trixie gets Orchid, gonna die.
And such a good item to have against Timbersaw. Orchid really ruins his day. And another easy kill. And this is what we were talking about with the Alliance draft. Like, if they get through the laning stage, they always just have the easy pickoffs every time the Orchid's up, the Infest is online, the Global's online. They just have so many tools to pick off now that they can pretty much always be threatening a gank, whether or not they're going for it. And as a result, Fnatic on the back foot in terms of map control, on the back foot in terms of momentum, and not having the Aegis, they can't, like, farm to make up for it.
Yeah, Fnatic just trying to find a way to get back into the game right now. Slark still a little bit under farm. He is number 5 on net worth. He's below Admiral Bulldog right now.
Below the Clockwork even, and this is, I mean, it's not really their one position this game, but I don't know what the Slark's job is this game, because he's not doing much damage.
Yeah, he's not farming. He's not killing people.
He doesn't, like, actually kill anybody, because, you know, the leap's not going to do much, but hold that thought. S4 jumping in, and Era on the run. He's still got an ult available. Might need to use it soon. No, he'll be okay. What's the... I mean, they need to find a way to get the Slark involved, I feel. But I don't know what that way is.
I mean, he was, like, somewhat involved in the tri-lane. Loda gets caught out.
This could be big. He doesn't have Infest, but he rages and just tanks through it. Infest cooling down soon. Drums are there. 7 seconds. Fogs Jukes gets a heal. Still alive, but Alliance continuing. Well, Fnatic continue to give chase, but they can't bring Loda down. The hook from Bulldog might turn it around. Maybe not. Hani unwinding the Requiem. He'll bring him down. It is a 1-for-1, but Loda back in. This time he's got the Infest. He infests and then pops right back out very low. Fnatic just song TP out. 1-for-1 in the end. Not a bad trade. Honestly, for Fnatic, they'll take it.
Yep. Yes, they will.
But not like a huge win. They're not killing carries here.
And they're not getting any towers out of it either.
Yeah.
They only got 1 tower last game. This game only 1 tower too.
You know, it seems like that's the biggest problem with their drafts, is their drafts don't transition into pushes that well. None of these heroes, like, Alliance has been picking. We saw Chen, Enchantress. Who else did we see in the first game? Some other decent pushing heroes, I believe. Man, my brain is like a sieve today, Ben, I'll tell you.
Chen, Enchantress,
Viper. Viper's a pretty decent pusher as well.
Well, the early mech.
Yeah, the early mech. And the Nether Toxin does work on towers at 50%, so helps you finish them anyway. But yeah, here they are now. Fnatic really struggling to snowball. And S4's lurking, waiting for Hani. No, he'll just zip out. They can't punish this. Like, imagine if they had global, imagine if they had like a Disruptor, a Skywrath, some kind of silence or lockdown, a Dragon Knight with a Shadow Blade. A lot of these heroes would be great to deal with the Storm, but they have nothing to punish the Storm pick.
Yeah, they really don't. And they can't really punish Lifestealer either. He's number 1 on net worth by a pretty large margin considering how much Hani's been farming this game.
And now Fnatic just backing off while we see S4 strut up into the enemy jungle. There is a gem on No-Tail. And he sees him, and it's like, well, what can we do? He's got Aegis, he's got his ult anyway, and he'll always be able to zip out.
Loda has a Basher now, too, so now Hani's screwed.
Yeah, this is where it gets really hard for Shadow Fiend. Like, to deal with a Lifestealer, Basher, Abyssal Blade, you really need Manta, maybe Butterfly.
Both.
Yeah, probably both. Opa Wounds out of Manta out of the Opa Wounds, and then evade some of those bashes. But even then, he could still Abyssal you, and if you don't get lucky with the procs, you're dead anyway. Not a great late game matchup in general.
And now S4 is getting a little bit out of control too. We see a BKB on Slug, but as we saw for the BKB on Shadow Fiend, it just doesn't really do that much. He's kind of forced to get it though because there's so much damage.
Fnatic just trying to go for the trade here, but Alliance, they're not giving trades. They've got a Lifestealer bomb, they TP in mid, and they start marching forward. The Coke was there, the pickoff comes, but no, they zip way past it, going for No-Tail. They don't want a song to counter this initiation. Now it's Hani on the run, the net already used, they've got a zip here. I don't know if it's quite enough, he gets off the slow. Now, doesn't even need the Vortex, just magic sticking up. One more zip, pops him like a pinata. Down she goes, now on to Fly, another kill. Alliance are rolling to victory, 22-12. And can you believe Game 1 started as bad as it did for them? It feels like ages ago.
I mean, Loda got first blooded too this game. It wasn't an easy ride either.
It's like slightly reminding me of LGD back in 6.78 where they'd like lose the lanes and then just crush the game anyway. But Alliance doing it with a very different style. They're doing it with a lot of pickoffs, a lot of early pressure, and it's working well for them now. Yeah,
Fnatic's lineup just seems very disconnected.
Yeah, discombobulated a bit.
Discombobulated, yeah. It just
there's something lackey. Like they don't have the initiator. It feels like that, and that's where the Slark comes in.
Song Siren is typically good initiation, especially if you have BKB Shadow Fiend, but not versus Alliance's lineup, not versus the Global, not versus the Clockwork, not versus the Lifestealer and the Storm.
And Alliance are just doing the better job of getting the initiation. Not only do they have a good matchup, but like that last fight, S4 goes past the Shadow Fiend, straight onto the Naga, silences her, and pulls her back, gets that kill, where a lot of players would have just said, let's just settle for the easy kill on the Shadow Fiend here.
His target selection is really good.
Yeah.
Too.
Very patient and just like deliberate decision-making from S4. And 2 games in a row now. And oh, by the way, 4K gold up on him.
Only.
Fnatic are really backed into a corner. I just don't... They don't have any great comeback heroes. I mean, Shadow Fiend's good if you can farm your jungle, but he can't. It's not safe.
Not versus Alliance, yeah. So did Alliance get heavily outdrafted here? Or just a little outdrafted? Or not outdrafted at all and just completely outplayed?
Fnatic, you mean? Yeah.
Fnatic.
I think Alliance just had their number. They saw the Naga pick and they went straight for Silencer. And Silencer has really been the bane of the Naga's existence this game. Like, not only has No-Tail, sometimes he just hasn't been in the right position, but even when he is, he just global, you're useless.
And Orchid.
And Orchid as well. So I feel like this pocket Silencer pick is really the X factor for Alliance, and you know, again, like we've been talking about, the
He
Slark.
should be used more. That hero's ownage. I'm telling you.
It's funny because when the laning stage was developing, you're like, this
Oh,
hero can't do anything in the lane.
He can't do
Yeah,
anything as a support, but in team fights, he is so good.
How quickly you change your tune, Ben.
Oh, I told you, he's one of my favorite heroes.
You're a flip-flopper.
He's one of my favorite heroes, just not in the support 2-on-3 situation.
Well, you're not EGM.
I'm not EGM.
Here comes your Infest Bomb from S4. Ready to leap, and the Aegis want to do a quick check, but probably now is not the time. He drops a Remnant here, not going to leap. Aegis sitting on... Oh, no, sorry, it did expire. What am I talking about? They have Abyssal Blade on Loda now, by the way. Soul Booster and the big zip in. They go in arrow, but he does Dark Pact in time, and they Infest Bomb on an Illusion, so... Not the best initiation. They still have Abyssal Blade available. And do they even need a good initiation? Seems like they would just want to try and right-click this tower down. Now, they'll focus the Lifesteal while he's raged, but the Ensnare not available. Loda just able to hightail it out of there. Now the fight could turn. Requiem unwound. Perfectly chain stun. Oy, oy, oy! A lot of damage. Now Loda isolated. Can they bring him down in time here? He's got the Abyssal Blade. He's low. Will he fall? Forced it back to safety. Kept alive for now. He's still standing, and the turnaround might be coming. Wow, that was an amazing song. No-Tail, Hani, great teamwork there. Really turning the tide to this fight, and they might get some kills off of it. Aki low. Aki will fall. Fnatic storming back. Fantastic teamwork from these longtime teammates. Man,
That's
that was
about as good
picture
an initiation as you're going to get, too. Unfortunately, he did not have the Ensnare up. If they had an Ensnare up, it would have been, I think, a lot different of a fight. Lifestealer also had the gem, too, so he's a really high priority kill.
The idea was there, though, because he songed and then they started focusing the Lifestealer, but they just didn't have the Ensnare. But that is one way they can punish the pick, potentially. But hold that thought. There is a hook shot available. Axe is up.
That was only because Alliance got the really bad initiation.
Oh, this is a dead Shadow Fiend. Hani, wrong neighborhood, brother. He's going to get caught out. Abyssal Blade, 1 second until it cools down. Hook shot's there. Bulldog slams it home. Now the Abyssal coming through. They'll get the kill. And now they look for more. They zip. They jump on Trixie. S4 gaining up on him. It's not a fair fight, but Fly turns it around with a nice ultimate. Era finding the Bulldog kill on the sidelines. Now another zip forward. They go into No-Tail. They get that kill too. Make it a 2-for-1. They got a kill with the Slark at least on the sides, but they're not killing this. They're not killing the core heroes here. The Lifestealer's not dying. The Storm's not dying.
And Shadow Fiend
and they are ungodly farmed at this point. Yeah, just look at that net worth.
Roshan's up now. Roshan number 2. And Storm Spirit has a Bloodstone as well as an Orchid. And how do you kill him?
And
you don't have any stuns.
And even if you do, at some point he's just going to bots right back into the fight with like a 0-second respawn. If he 10-1 and 7 on S4, by the way. Wow. They just can't kill him.
Yeah.
They need a Hex or something. Like
they needed a Hex.
Should Era go for a Hex?
Shadow Fiend has built Hex before.
But he's also their main damage this game, so...
Well, I mean, does it come back to the Slark pick? Him just being not very useful
maybe
at all?
he builds the Hex?
I guess so. I don't think he's going to be able to farm it, though. Slark's not a good farmer.
He's okay. Yeah, he's not great.
I mean, if you focus S4, though, you're going to lose the fight. Because you'll get hookshot.
Now you'll definitely lose it. He's got Aegis.
You get hookshot, global, and then you'll just lose the fight from there. So, like, again, Alliance is going to get the jump on Fnatic, like, on almost every single one of these fights.
The one fight they didn't was that great fight mid, just Alliance messing up their Infest Bomb. They went on an Illusion. And it only worked for Fnatic because Alliance didn't find a real hero. If that was the real Naga, they just kill the Naga and take Rex.
Yep.
So Fnatic really reliant on Alliance's mistakes, it feels, at this stage of the game.
That's about all you can hope for.
Well, will Alliance make any more mistakes? It remains to be seen. 32 minutes in. They're pushing. Probably just want to siege here with the Lifestealer. And I almost want to say Loda should not be using Rage. You know, because it means he can get isolated and focused. Because of the Naga net and Song combo. But we'll see if they look to use it. For now, Alliance just kind of meandering towards the base, not really committing just yet. Maybe looking to jump. There's a global ready if they want to pop it. Not going just yet, though. S4 will push in through the bottom, and 4 heroes parked mid. No Infest Bomb yet, but Loda, well, he wanted to hightail it towards S4, but he was spotted by a creep. Now he backs off. He'll come towards him again. They'll head towards the bottom lane. They say this is the right way to go. They'll zip onto the high ground just to clear it, scout it out. Nobody there, and Fnatic continue to defend. They need that perfect combination. The song, there's a smoke still on No-Tail, the only one still smoked. the song into the Requiem. There's no glyph anymore. It's just been popped now. And Alliance continue working on the tower. No hook shot, no global, nobody fighting. And that means Alliance say, great, racks are ours for the taking. Where's that song? Gotta go now. Here's the song. The setup is there, but will it be enough? Look for EGM to global immediately. Unwinding the Requiem. Perfectly timed once again. What a play. Hani, but it's just not enough damage. Lona bulldozing through him onto Trixie. And this could be a lot of trouble. Trixie probably gonna fall here. There's still an Aegis up on S4. 3 dead, 4 dead with the buyback for the Crystal Maiden. This could be the end for Fnatic in the winner's bracket. GG! Fnatic knocked down to the loser.